Okay, so I am live and I am back to talk about some of the weird stuff that's happening in Idaho. And well, not just Idaho, like the Pacific Northwest. If you see, this is like my second part of the series that I'm doing about these different crimes that I'm noticing that just seem suspicious or weird. But also I like am house sitting right now for my parents, so there's like a dog behind me that might end up like barking or something. um but besides that, oh, also I'm gonna try to set a limit for myself to just do like 50 minutes for the live today, and then I'm for sure gonna go live tomorrow. I just was busy like getting over here, and my cat got groomed yesterday. So, because she's getting old and she like started having matting, which is sad because that's never happened to her before. But and I'm still kind of nervous about going live, so this is kind of bad. But I was like, I'm gonna have like a margarita while I do this, just to kind of loosen me up. But I don't want that to become like a routine because I don't usually like drink alone or by myself or whatever. So, or at my house. So yeah. Anyways, TMI probably. But all right. So I think where we left off before, and like I have like six different like cases that I kind of want to like talk about or at least address, and none of them, or not all of them, are as long and like extensive as this one that I'm currently talking about. But when I started talking about it, there was from part one or whatever, there was I was talking about the explosion at the warehouse in Yolo, which is part of a county in Northern California. And at first, earlier this week, and I kind of showed that in the last time and just went over some articles that talked about the. No, we watched the presser because they were totally being shady about it and not answering questions. And it ended up being that the sheriff actually owned the warehouse company. And then they were saying that they couldn't answer any questions about it, and like all of the news was like, why? And they were like, well, that's not actually, we're not like in charge of this anymore, the FBI is. But they just, I mean, it was like obviously like they were like went way over their head, which to me like suggests there's probably like, I mean, if there's a huge explosion at a huge warehouse that's like shady, like that suggests to me it's not just like a whoopsie mistake. It's like, to me that represents like some type of organized crime. And I know that's like, to go right off the bat right there seems like a little bit weird, but just stick with me. And I think maybe you guys will start seeing some of this like stuff that I'm seeing too. So yeah, this place is called the Devastating Pyrotechnics, and it ignited an 80-acre blaze, destroying a bunch of buildings. And they evacuated within a mile because I also think they don't necessarily know like what's in there. So, well, obviously they don't, I guess. But yeah, then hold on. I have like links that I like made, but I don't think I need these. So, anyways, today I woke up and I was like looking at the news, which actually last night I spent like a ton of time just watching all of these survivor stories from the floods that were happening um in Texas. And there's actually this like really cute hero guy named like Matthew Crowder that I was like writing on like videos being like, because his sister was in there, and I'm like, your brother's a hero. I don't know. Anyways, but it is pretty crazy what's happened down there, and it's like super sad, and definitely sending like, I mean, because I was, thinking about what happened down there, and just like knowing that so many people have like ended up passing away, and it looks like it's going to be like over 200 people that probably have like ended up not making it. And like, if you think about it, like they have all these interviews with people, and it feels like they all like, because not only with these like natural disasters that are just like so huge and just devastating to people becoming like homeless and all of that, it's like also an entire community is like traumatized, and like that affects people significantly, like not even that you would think about. Like, I mean, there's people that have PTSD. I'm sure that a lot of these people will have PTSD. It sounds like they were like literally hearing people like yelling out from the river, like help me, like children screaming like help me, and like finding out that they like a lot of people didn't make it. There was like this one woman that was talking about how she owned like an RV park, and there was like a family that was staying there, and like there was like two children. One of them, they were like both young boys, and it was like a mom and a dad. And they also had a daughter too, but she was apparently at like Camp Mystic and she survived, but the rest of her family didn't. And like he was like trying to leave the like RV, or there was like a huge river that was coming through, and he was holding both of his babies. And like I guess the RV owner's like husband was like, get like throw me the babies, like so he because like, just in case he couldn't make it, you know. And then um which if I was the guy, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to risk throwing the babies either, because what if like you throw it, and then how do you throw if you have anyways. But yeah, they all ended up not making it, and then it sounded like people were watching like RVs go by with people inside being like help us, but there's like no control, like, and houses were like falling apart. I'm sure when they're running into like all, I mean, it was just like if you saw some of the like these water that goes so fast can be just so dangerous and scary. Like I was also watching on Reddit, like there's been some flooding over in China, and actually I'm going to talk about China in this video if I eventually get to it, but because I do think that there's a connection there. But anyways, China also has like some flooding, and there was like these videos on Reddit that were showing all these cars that were like just going down the street, and they were getting like sucked into this like, you know, like I don't know, it's probably like a market way or something, almost like an alley, but it's like where they have like a lot of the shops and stuff. But you just look at it and you're like, oh my god, if anyone was in that car, like they did not survive, you know. And yeah, and then also I read something that I thought that this was good to know too, because a lot of people talk about how they see all these cars that are driving around, and like it's like horns are honking and like the brake lights are going on. And I was like, when because I saw that in a lot of these videos too, and I was like, oh my god, like there's people in all of those cars like just freaking out, you know. And but actually when the car gets like shorted out because of the water, it ends up honking the horn, and like the lights glitch out and blink. So that's good to know for me, if anyone else didn't know that, because that just made me feel a little bit better reading that. And I've also heard it numerous times now, like it wasn't just from one person. So, but anyways, back to the matter at hand. So today I woke up and there was like another thing that, and okay, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. Well, maybe I can look at my history. I didn't want to like waste all my time like coming, because that's how I always like, I get nervous and then I'm like I need to get really prepared, so I like try to pull up like every single article and like every single video, but then I get confused on like how to share it. And so today I was just like, I just need to go on and not prepare this stuff and just put it out there. And like I also was like, I don't have any makeup on and I like need to shower, and I was like, nope, just go on, because I think if I just start thinking like that, I'll actually be able to make it online more. So, but anyways, there is, let me add this to the stage because I was like at least looking at, okay, officials investigate firework warehouse explosion in Yolo County. Hold on. I don't know if I played videos for you guys or like the other day. But here's one.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, Tracy from Lily's of Charleston will watch 60
Company tied
contestants
to
eat
fireworks
60 hot
warehouse that
wings,
exploded in
all
Yolo
covered
County
in
on
Lily's hot
December
sauce.
Ooh, honey, don't touch your face.
2020. Ooh,
Today,
honey.
during the press conference, they were able to confirm the 7 remains found that were previously reported missing, also giving a timeline of 48 hours to identify those 7 bodies found. And while they don't believe there are any additional victims, they said that they were going to make sure that's the case.
We're going to make sure with every available resource that no stone is left unturned. and there are no individuals still left on site.
That's the commitment from Yolo County officials nearly a week after a massive fire erupted at a warehouse in Esparto, believed to be storing fireworks. The explosion set off dozens of spot fires and burned nearly 80 acres of surrounding land. Local and regional agencies remain on site, continuing operations following the findings of 7 bodies.
Throughout the last 2 days, we've been operations, as we're calling them, to immediately remediate those hazards and issues right here in the area.
But the Esparto fire chief went on by addressing mounting questions that remain regarding the initial response and why fire crews didn't push in more aggressively, even knowing there were people potentially still inside.
Staring at that incident, knowing what was occurring, we had to make the most appropriate decision to protect the rest of the lives that were at stake.
He says the risk of further explosions left them with only one option, a defensive strategy.
We made the decision to conduct the operation that we did, which was more of a defensive operation in mitigating the spread of the incident.
With the California State Fire Marshal now leading the investigation and not present to take questions, local agencies were unable to comment on the current status of the case.
And I'm not just saying that because I don't want to give it to you, it's because I don't know.
That lack of communication is frustrating families, including the Ramos family, who has been awaiting for 7 days for an update.
I'm so mad, with those guys. Okay. They're supposed to be here for protect to you guys, for protect to you, me, the whole people around. It's not like that,
Happened and the Ramos family has now hired an attorney. They say despite local agencies claiming to keep them updated, they've been left in the dark.
They feel like they're not hearing anything any sooner than the public is hearing it.
Fox 40 reached out to the state fire marshal's office. In a statement, they say it is too early in the investigation to confirm whether any violations resulted in this tragedy. But we are dedicating our arson and bomb investigation team to assist Esparto Fire Protection District in investigating the explosion. They go on by telling Fox 40 they are focused on investigating where and how the initial explosion occurred, as the Ramos family awaits for confirmation that the remains found belong to their sons.
It's two of my sons. They killed 2 of my sons.
Right now, the family attorney tells me that it's too early on to determine if they will be taking legal action, but it is a possibility and something they are looking into. In Yolo County, covering local news that matters, Christina Bautista, Fox 40 News.
They better fucking sue them. Are you kidding?
Can your
No,
pet absorb
that's
everything?
good. That's not cool at all. Like, this is shady as fuck. So anyways, look at this part. Like, where was the other one that I just saw? So there was like, they just released another person that was a part of, hold up. Okay. Yep. Investigation into Esparto fireworks warehouse explosion moves to San Francisco. Hold on. And they are raiding, oh my God, a bomb squad at San Francisco home has a connection with the Esparto warehouse explosion investigation. When was this published? A day ago. Okay. They're ahead of me. But then today, okay, I wonder if I can share this tab and set. Perfect. That's convenient. Okay, so it's just a warrant, nothing dangerous to the neighborhood. Really? There's like a bomb investigation going on at the house and like a huge explosion just killed like 7 people. Like that's affiliated. What do you mean it's not like a problem? So anyways, but okay, so I need to find the name of this guy there was another guy that they just came out today that died here. I'm gonna say Yolo explosion. Yeah, victims. Okay. It was like just released this morning. No. Sorry. This is taking a second Damn it. I wonder if I can look in my YouTube history for that video that I watched. Or was that like on a website? I'm sorry. This is why I was like, I should prepare better, but just wait with me a second because it is kind of like a big find, I feel like. Hold up. I'm gonna do history. Um, Here we go. Okay, awesome.
That seventh victim.
The wife of Christopher Bocog sent us this photo saying Christopher was a devoted father and partner. And
I don't know if it's my headphone or not, but it's like coming in, like it's not coming in very
earlier
well.
tonight, KCRA3's Andres Valle spoke to Christopher's sister in San Francisco, and she talked about the huge loss.
I'm so angry. I'm so angry. I'm so
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to stop that because if it's actually like playing like that for you guys, like that's super annoying. But anyways, as you can see, there is another man that was identified. His name was Christopher Bocog, and he was a Bay Area musician and rapper known as Oops. And he was among the 7 that were killed in the fireworks explosion that destroyed this facility. So his sister's like, I'm pissed. He was awesome. He had messages in his music. So I was like, oh, I should. And then actually I don't know where I found it, but they were like, I think it was like another article, and they were like, you can find his music here. So then I went to YouTube and I listened to. Oh, this is on YouTube. Oh, right. Okay, so I don't know if I want to show you guys my YouTube history. It's kind of embarrassing. Well, it's not bad. No, that's fine. I'll show. Well, I don't know. Hold on. Stop sharing. And let's see. Go back to history. All right, here we go. So here's some of his music. Well, first I went to his webpage or his page, and he had a why aren't any of these? Okay, I'll go to his page right now. And let's see. Oh shit. Okay, no, I want to present. Also,
can't take the shit.
Nigga hit the streets in the morning, can't sleep without you by my side. When we ride every time, when we kiss, I'll be flying. I'm trying to lose you, I don't, because you one of a kind. Some of the time I go cuckoo if I can't get no us time. Plus I'm to the point that I might fall out time to time. You keep me focused without your luck, can't go hard on the grind. Till I'm on a whole other level, I'll be the dirt, you the show. Pick me up when I'm troubled and then cuddle when it's smoke set. Ain't no front, I'll post stunts, some last for months. Metal, I'll be a boss, heavy metal. I held this block out the camera, fresh out the gates when released. Feel away kept tight like me, record bite when I write, keeps it in L-I-T. When the time come there, and give a fuck if they stare as I tear, but with no kid, roll up right there, yeah. Just roll up right there. 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 Just roll up right there.
but okay, look at this. So 3 years ago, he posted a Chinese New Year parade, and it was all these fireworks, and he was like, "I'm really proud of this." He takes devastating pyrotechnics. He said, all the musicians put proud of my work." ago. And then I started going through like all of his videos, and so actually, well, I was like, they're all from like a long time ago. So he like posted, the fireworks 3 years ago, and then after that, it was like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 10 years ago. You can see like I watched a lot of these. Then I watched this one. Okay.
Language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Loyalty, trust, and honor. I only serve with my brother, with my friends, and not people like you, the backstabber. I did time with Charles Manson, good friend of mine, Kimbo, serial killer. I did time with a bunch of amazing people. Each person you talk to, you learn something from. Ain't no stupid people inside the prison. You can say that.
They were Robin Hood type of bandits. They would actually steal from the corrupt officials and go back and give the money to the poor or feed the poor.
Every time after I got shot at, you just kind of have that fear and that sensation coming to your body and the cold sweat coming out. And then that is the time you start realize, wow, this is what happened. Ain't no stupid people inside the prison. I'm not thinking I'm God, but in this city, I'm the man that called a shot.
Okay, so I looked up Champlain.
All the people you think is loyal to you, it's not true. The people you think is loyal to you, they all grab your money. Everybody take a pinch. Everybody. I'm not thinking I'm God, but in this city, I'm the man that called a shot. Because I just told them, I'm not coming here to take your stuff, try to dominate you. You need money, we support you. You need dope, we supply you. If you need soldier, we have soldier. Everywhere you go, and you got friends, why not?
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Loyalty, trust, and honor. I only serve with my brother, with my friends, and not people like you, the backstabber. I did time with Charles Manson, good friend of mine, Kimbo, serial killer. I did time with a bunch of amazing people. Each person you talk to, you learn something from. Ain't no stupid people inside the prison. You can say that.
They were Robin Hood type of bandits. They would actually steal from the corrupt officials and go back and give the money to the poor or feed the poor.
Every time after I got shot at, you just kind of have that fear and that sensation coming to your body and the cold sweat coming out. And then that is the time you start realize, wow, this is what happened. Ain't no stupid people inside the prison. I'm not thinking I'm God, but in this city, I'm the man that called a shot.
Okay, so that was interesting, actually. So I don't know. I mean, I keep repeating this, but I'm sure hopefully people are new that are watching this. I was a forensic psychologist, and I worked in prisons doing psych evals and working on like psychosexual evals too for a while. In like 3 different prisons over like 4 years. So Minnesota Department of Corrections work. So I definitely like am interested in like offenders, and I am like an abolitionist, and I do think that our prisons are just like working inside of them gave me just it was really shitty, and like I was there to actually help people and like talk to them, and like the actual people that worked in the prison like I don't think really liked me, or like at least the ones that like were in power. So anyways, that's why I left, but I do think it's interesting what he's saying, and it's true. Like, I mean, he said there's no stupid people in prison, and I don't know if that's true actually, but they definitely like all can teach you something else, like that's for sure. And he also was saying that was interesting. He said he did time with Charles Manson. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like there is like a theory that Charles Manson like was like an undercover Fed, or he worked for the feds. So, and like this is really, I know, like a huge stretch, but other people have discussed about how Brian Koberger could potentially be working for like the feds too. I know that's probably out there, but it does just feel like there's weird stuff happening in the Pacific Northwest, and like I think the federal governments and like the different types of like local and state level governments are somewhat involved. So, but so I looked up this guy who is this um shrimp boy, because wait, where else? I don't, how did I get to this now? Oh, I think from this dude's, like he had like different, well, let's find out. He
Language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Loyalty, trust, and honor. I only serve with my brother, with my friends, and not people like you, the backstabber. I did time with Charles Manson, good friend of mine, Kimball.
good friend of mine, Charles Manson as well. Hold up, playlist. Oh, wait, I don't think I got the copy. Wait, oh, he posted this. So, I don't know if you know at all, but like China like actually invented like gunpowder and like explosive material like TNT. And that's why like they made fireworks with it, and then that's how people ended up making guns, and because they took it from the Chinese people. So I do think it's interesting that this guy who was working in this warehouse of fireworks, who died, like has stuff connected to a lot of like Chinese affiliated things. And in San Francisco, where like all these guys are from, and also where they're like now doing raids on houses in San Francisco that seem to be like a part of this whole explosion, is like, or not explosion, yeah, this whole incident like in Yolos, like with the illegal storing of all these fireworks and like the massive explosion that they didn't let anyone in or whatever. Like all of that now is going back to a house that's being raided in San Francisco too. So then, yeah, anyways, that, so I didn't know that this was like all on his channel, but oh, I watched some of these too, like, which is just like car racing and something.
I'm up and down McDonald's with my big bruh. I be throwing parties trying to get rich, bruh. Where the bitches call me baby like Slim, bruh. Yeah.
Like I definitely heard like car racing, like like around town, and I know that people do it, and like it definitely seems. I don't know if this is true, and please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, or if this sounds like just like I don't know, like I'm generalizing too much, but it definitely seems to be like an Asian person thing. Like all the Asian kids in high school like had the spoilers and like the fancy cars that would do this, and like this is all like I think around the neighborhood where like so because here's the other thing. So then when I was looking at the pictures yesterday of the guy who, one of the brothers, the 18-year-old brother with like a pregnant girlfriend, they had a picture and they were like holding the baby picture and they were smiling. I don't want to take the time to find it right now, but it's like on a lot of the like clips because that they're using for that like person to talk about the victim or whatever. And she's wearing a sweatshirt that says mission. Oh my God, what is it? It's like a neighborhood in San Francisco. Now I can't remember, but I'm sure if anyone knows anything about San Francisco, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But you can just Google like neighborhood in San Francisco Mission. It's like used to be considered kind of like more of the, now it's like really gentrified or it's becoming super gentrified, but it definitely used to be where a lot of the like minorities would live. And I'm not sure if that's where Chinatown is, but so anyways, yeah. And here's some more of that. But also look at how all these people are like standing around in a circle. If anyone knows how to like actually look at someone's feet or just out the window, if someone knows how to do this, will you like explain it down below? Like, cause I used to go like out in the winter time, like with my car in high school with like some of my friends and just like, well, donuts or shitties. I think in Minnesota everyone calls them shitties, but just what shitties or donuts like around in different like parking lots in the middle of the night, you know? Like, I know you would just like turn on like the parking brake or whatever, like when you're turning and like maybe I'm trying to think now exactly. Like I feel like I would know how to do it if I just was like doing it by like memory of my body. But then now that I'm trying to explain it, I don't know exactly what I did. I think you'd like go really fast and turn and then take your foot off the gas and then pull on the parking brake. But I don't know. You guys should let me know if that's correct or not down below, or how to do it if you can actually do it. And then also, I don't know how you would keep doing it over and over because I would just do it and then flip around, but then I would have to like go back again, and you know what I mean. So anyways, this is like something there that and I found. I looked through some more. I didn't see these comedy ones. Should we watch a comedy one?
They're all over there looking for work because none of them here like legally. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over there and fuck with them a little bit. Look at them. Just look at them over there, just standing there. Like animals. Oh, let me work, let me work. I feel like the crocodile hunter. Hopefully one of them will speak English. Otherwise, I don't know how to communicate with them. This is gonna be fun. Hey, how you guys doing? You looking for some workers? Yes, we are. How much? I am. About $60 for the day. Okay. Is that good? I need you guys to build it. Yeah, okay. Good job. I need help to build a deck. Okay, está bien. Does that work? I'll take all you guys. Yeah, just hop in. Just hop in.
Oh no, what's gonna happen?
Oh, no.
So I don't know if like I'm sure most people know about this, but I didn't until a few years ago when I was like dating someone who would do this. But there are like just day workers that will go out and like stand somewhere that's kind of like a known place to stand or hang out, and then people will swing by. And if you need someone to do a day job with you and you can just pay them under the table, then you can pick them up and do that. So like I'm sure, like I think my dad used to work for a like in high school he used to work, or like in his like late teens, his like girlfriend, her dad was like a Polish immigrant and he owned a garbage business. And so my dad worked with them for like 4 years, and he said that they would do that too, like if they needed help with like an extra hand like a day or two. And he like there was like a really just like super shitty name that he called them, but it was like hobo something like. So anyways, but you know, I think like a lot of homeless people do it too. And but anyways,
Not the front. I watched the cab. I need you guys to get in the back. Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Oh my God, sad.
Okay,
I
settle
watched
down, you guys.
that.
I'm just gonna close this on you.
Oh my God,
Now we have fun. We're gonna go over speed bump. Watch them.
what the fuck?
Hold
Is
on,
this
Beaner.
real right
Sorry
now?
about that. I didn't see it. I didn't see the bump. Oh, there's another one. I'm sorry. Sorry. The great thing about Beaners is they are always willing to work. Always. That's what they're good at. They're good at working and having babies.
What the hell is this guy
They're
for
coming over to my
real?
house to fix my deck. What they don't know is that we're not going to my house. We're going somewhere else. I'm not going to ruin the surprise, but we'll be there in a minute.
Dude, are you kidding? Is he gonna take them to the
You guys okay?
immigration?
Okay, yeah. I don't know what the fuck you just said. Macarena, something like that. I don't know. So we're almost
Well,
there.
I'm drinking a margarita. Oh my God, dude, what the fuck? This guy cannot be for real. Is this actually happening?
Ines, la migra!
What?
La migra! There's 6 of them right here! I got them! I got
What? Oh, thank God. Someone was like, it's not real. It's a comedy skit in California. These are all paid actors. Thank fucking God.
fucking beaners! They scattered!
Yeah, that's so dumb.
That's what I do every couple weeks.
Wow. Okay, anyway, so, bad bitch music. That's for me. Just kidding. But, wait, but where did I? Damn it. Okay, so somehow, oh, was it Shrimp? The Shrimp guy that got me like looking. I don't know. This guy like somehow maybe okay. Maybe there was actually another song that he did with a guy, and it was called like LOL, and but it was called like it was actually someone. Hold up. Where was I here? Okay. So I don't know. I'm just gonna share this with you. So it went from here that I watched on his. This is Dom still the victim from whatever.
Yeah. Take the key. Yeah, sit right here. Break down this verse, roll this blunt, and just ride. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seat. I'll let you drive my car just cause of who you are. I know that you got handles, know that you got bores. I seen you dip off quick and automatic stick. Just because of this, I'll let you drive my car. I'll let you drive my car just cause of who you are. I know that you got handles, know that you got bores. I seen you dip off quick and automatic stick. Just because of this, I'll let you drive my car. Bouncing up in the Chevy.
Breaking up in my headphone is like when I hold my head like this. So I'm sorry. Like every time I go like this, it cracks. So
Dipping all on your set, regulating my perimeter, so busters he getting shit. Always bumping the beat, pounding throughout the streets, keeping it on the low key, just don't concern me. So I got you feeling the moment, got your feet up on the dance, mobbing. No one could ever fuck with what the two of us had. We fucked around in the past and moved on. That was that. Ain't you been up then?
this is my one. Yeah, it's called Next Boyfriend. Oh, that's what I found it from. This guy. Oh, this is cute. Wait, hold up. Yeah.
I ain't show you. Let me just clear things up. Really looking all of my life, investing all of my time. Didn't know that if I did come around as it does, I get my life bullshit. Boy, I want to know that you pick up once I do. Since I never did call you this, I want you to know that it's
So here's my history. Here we go. Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. So somehow I went from watching his movies. This was like kind of another cool one. They got like arrested. I guess there's like a sideshow bus. No, this one. Okay. Anyways, so then somehow I got to here. Life of Leisure.
This right here is from my boy Daniel AV. We talked about doing this Life of Leisure video vlog thing he wants to do, so we're gonna try it out over here at the Billionaire Tattoo Parlor. About to go inside and tattoo.
Chow's friends say he's coming. That's why I was like wanting to like go back to be like, I don't know how I like linked to this dude. It's so annoying, but obviously I did, and it is this LOL Shrimp Boy. So I'm like, okay, so that's, remember that song that was Shrimp Boy? It was like featuring Shrimp Boy. So now this guy is like at this like court date, and he's like, he's innocent, and like,
long way, and he doesn't deserve to be behind bars again for crimes he didn't commit.
Myself and Raymond Chow have used our past to bring about a change for the good.
okay, and this guy, he's like really good friends with Shrimp Boy, and he's like driving there. He's like, we can't wait. Yeah, here we go.
Valet Park right now. I'm gonna leave this dollar in here and see if he takes it. When we come back, let's see if the dollar's still sitting here. Where do you want to put it? Stuff it up in here? Yeah. He's coming. All right, cool. So we're supporting Ray, but they ain't gonna let us in the courthouse wearing these t-shirts, so we're gonna have to cover this up. Real quick until we get into the courtroom. And we're gonna take it off. Everybody's gonna take off their outer shirts.
Can we speak to Nick? Would you have a moment to talk to us?
Nick, you did say in court something to the effect that Chow would be better, if justice would be better served if Chow were in the community rather than out of it. Can you repeat what you said?
I don't remember exactly verbatim. I do believe that he has made a difference in the community. I believe that from what I've seen and the things, organizations he's been involved with and speaking with like these kids and things like that, I think Raymond would definitely be better in the community. I think he's made a positive influence. You know, you can't base his past, 10 years ago plus on who he is now. I believe that people change, and I believe that Raymond has made a change in his life in a positive.
So then I was like, okay, wait, who's this Raymond guy? So then I like did some more Googling on who he was, and let me find the Wikipedia page. Okay. All right, so here's him, Shrimp Boy. Okay, so this guy, he was born in, this is like where I did a lot of my research, and it was just kind of interesting because I just don't know a lot about like Chinese like mafia and gang stuff like in America. Like I guess I'm more familiar with like LA, like Tupac and like M13 and stuff, but like I definitely do know, like I've actually been to China, and I like know that China like definitely has some like badass, like I mean badass, but like scary MFers that are from there, and they like have, I mean, it's definitely dangerous, like the gangs and organized crime that they have over there. Not even over there, over here, but over there. So this guy, Shrimp Boy, he was born in Hong Kong in like 1959 or 60. And then he said he left Hong Kong when he was like 16 or 15, and he came over to San Francisco, which I'm assuming that there was like a lot of Chinese people from San Francisco because we used to like, exploit them to work on the railway system. And like they might have even helped a little bit with like building shit for the like gold rush too. But like it's actually pretty interesting if you look into immigration law and Chinese like immigration. It's like because everyone's like, oh, immigration, blah blah blah. But like if you really, really look back into immigration shit, like it was pretty much non-existent until like the 60s, but like always was super racist against like non-white people coming in. And so like the history of the Chinese slave, basically railway workers that came over, it was like basically like they treated them like, again, like I need to do more like actual research on that part. But so this guy, he came over from, so I was saying all that because I know that there is a large Chinese population in California, like, and the East Coast because of a lot of those like historical ties of people that came over to work and whatever. And it definitely, to me, like because of just the direction, like if you fly out of New York, you're closer to Europe. But if you fly out of like LA, you're closer to like the Asian countries. So there's like a lot more Asian people. Like one of my best friends is Asian. She grew up in Minnesota. Like, and like I went to like a private school with her in high school, and she was like, everyone around here is like super racist. She's like, every time it was like her dad was South Korean and her mom was white, and she was like, every time we would walk into like a restaurant, people would just like stare at us. Like she lived in like a really bitchy, richy part of town in Minnesota. It's probably the Edina, like we call them cake eaters. But she moved out to LA and she lived in LA a long time, and she was like, I just feel like so much more at home out here because people aren't racist AF, and everywhere I go, like people look more like me, and like there's just not even a second thought about how I look, and then she actually ended up, now she lives down in Hawaii, and like she's like, I feel even more like accepted or like just normal here too. And then her dad ended up like getting divorced from her mom, and her mom's like super religious, kind of weird, whatever. But then her dad followed her to LA, and now he lives with her in Hawaii. But that's a whole other story because he's like also just kind of like an angry like old man. And I think anyway, so that's a whole, like I said, that's a different topic when it comes to communities of like Asian people, is just the way that I feel like they are able to like talk about mental health and express some of the shit that they've been through, like my best friend like talking about how she's felt. And I just feel like the culture is not really accepting of people showing like any type of vulnerability. But so yeah, so here is Shrimp Boy, and he came over from Hong Kong. He said that I watched an interview with him, and he was like, yeah, I grew up in Hong Kong. I joined the gang when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and it was just like part of the life there. And then when he was 15, they actually like sent him over to the United States, like in San Francisco, to help like do a back and forth. Like he was still part of this gang, and so he would help with the dealings. And so eventually he became the dragon of this like Chinese gang, like that was huge in San Francisco, and it like included a lot of like drug running, but also like arms dealing and including fireworks, and like that's like bombs, it's not like just fireworks. But and he was eventually he was arrested and then he did time. Okay, let's go back. Let's see if we have more information. Okay, so as you can see right here, eventually, and there is a lot of discussion about how he's not guilty. Like right now, he is serving a couple of life sentences in federal prison at Terre Haute, which is in Indiana, and it is the one federal prison that has a death row. So I actually applied there for my internship for my like graduate, like my doctoral clinical psychology program. Like in order to graduate, you have to complete a year-long full-time clinical psychology like full-time position as an intern, and you get paid like a little bit, but not that much. But I was like interested in working in prison, so I applied to a couple of the Bureau of Federal Prisons, so that's like BOP or Bureau of Prisons. And the one that I applied to, one of them was at Terre Haute because it was like where the only death row for federal prisons is. But anyways, this guy's not on death row, but I do think that Terre Haute has like a lot of, you know, connections to, oh my God, this fucking dog. So I feel like right now is a good time for me to stop because the dog is barking and it's been 50 minutes, 52 minutes, 51 minutes exactly. So I think, like I said, I'm gonna still keep trying to go live like every day, at least for like an hour. Like today, I probably could have gone longer, but then I'm like I have plans like that I made kind of last minute to hang out with a friend of mine. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go live now. This will just make me do it because I've been like kind of like avoiding it because I don't know, I just get anxious about going live. But I think again, like the more I just get practice and you know having a little margarita with me like doesn't hurt either. But so I will check back in tomorrow and maybe Hannah will also come and say hi. I guess she decided to stop barking. Hi. You want to come meet everyone? Come here, Hannah. Come here. Okay, she's not gonna come here. So maybe tomorrow. But anyways, thanks for stopping along and or stopping by. If you haven't subscribed, like please subscribe. It'd be awesome. Like it's free and I really want to get over 500 subscribers. Like even like I mean, we'll just you know start. I'm 75 people away from subscribers, so or from 500 subscribers. So any noozles, thanks for being here and listening. Sorry I like take a long time to talk about stuff and go over it. It's just like I want to make sure that I can retrace my steps so you guys can kind of see instead of just me being like and this and that and this and that. So tomorrow I will start with concluding with Shrimp Boy and then get back to the rest of the connections that I see in the Pacific Northwest things going on that include fireworks and firefighters and sheriffs and militias and lots of fun stuff and dangerous, violent things that I don't think people are talking about at all. So, all right, I will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye, peace, love. All right, okay.